Rewiring the mind is the most powerful way to restore youthful energy and vitality, especially in the later years of life. Aging is often seen as a steady decline in strength, enthusiasm, and motivation, but science and experience both prove otherwise. The truth is that the body responds directly to the thoughts it receives from the mind. When a person believes that aging means slowing down, the body begins to act accordingly. Muscles weaken, motivation fades, and joy becomes scarce. But when that belief changes, when the mind begins to see aging as a new phase of growth and renewal rather than decline, the body starts to respond differently. Energy returns, enthusiasm grows, and the spark of life reignites from within. The human brain is not a fixed machine that stops growing after youth. It is constantly evolving, adapting, and creating new pathways even into old age. This process, known as neuroplasticity, is proof that change is always possible. Older adults who challenge their thoughts, to learn new things, and stay mentally active often maintain sharper memory, better focus, and stronger emotional balance than those who accept the myth of decline. Rewiring the mind begins by questioning the stories we tell ourselves. Thoughts like, "I'm too old," "It's too late," or "That's just how aging works," become invisible barriers that hold back progress. But when these thoughts are replaced with empowering beliefs like, "I can still grow, my body can heal, and my mind can change," the brain begins to operate differently. It releases chemicals that support motivation, lowers stress hormones, and strengthens the will to act. The process of rewiring begins with awareness. Most people run on mental habits formed decades ago, repeating the same worries, doubts, and limitations without realizing how deeply they shape their physical health. By bringing attention to these automatic thoughts, one can begin to separate what is true from what is just old programming. Meditation, journaling, or even a few quiet moments of reflection each morning can help recognize and redirect those thoughts. Instead of focusing on loss, focus on gratitude. Instead of fear, focus on purpose. Each shift in thought, however small, begins to reprogram the mind toward vitality. Energy is not something that fades, it is something that can be cultivated. A positive mindset directly influences hormones, circulation, and immune response. People who believe in their ability to improve tend to move more, eat better, and recover faster from illness. Optimism itself becomes a biological advantage. The brain releases endorphins and serotonin, the same chemicals responsible for feelings of happiness and well-being. These neurotransmitters help reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and stabilize mood. The simple act of choosing hopeful thoughts sets off a chain reaction that leads to better health outcomes and a renewed sense of energy. Rewiring the mind also means letting go of guilt and regret. Many older adults carry emotional weight from past mistakes or missed opportunities, which quietly drains their life force. Holding on to resentment, anger, or disappointment keeps the body in a state of tension. Stress hormones like cortisol remain elevated, damaging cells and accelerating aging. The mind, when freed from emotional clutter, begins to restore calm and balance. Forgiveness becomes a tool not just for emotional peace, but for physical healing. Each time you release a heavy thought, you make space for lighter, more empowering energy to enter. Developing curiosity is another powerful way to rewire the mind. The brain thrives on novelty. Learning a new skill, reading about unfamiliar topics, or simply exploring new ideas stimulates the creation of fresh neural connections. These connections enhance mental sharpness and keep cognitive decline at bay. Curiosity also brings joy. It reminds the brain that life still holds mystery and adventure no matter the age. When the mind is curious, it stays alive. When it's alive, the body follows. The environment you create also influences mental wiring. Surrounding yourself with positivity, laughter, supportive friends, and uplifting content shapes how your mind perceives life. The human brain absorbs its surroundings like a sponge. Spending too much time with negativity, fear-based news, or people who constantly complain reinforces patterns of stress and fatigue. But spending time with optimistic individuals, listening to inspiring messages, or engaging in acts of kindness nurtures a mindset of vitality and hope. Energy is contagious, and by choosing the right atmosphere, you give your mind the fuel it needs to flourish. Another essential part of mental renewal is visualization. The brain cannot always distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. By visualizing yourself as strong, healthy, and full of life, you activate the same regions of the brain that control motivation and physical performance. Athletes use this technique to enhance endurance and focus, but its benefits extend far beyond sports. Older adults who visualize their best selves begin to act in alignment with that image. They walk taller, breathe deeper, and make healthier choices naturally without forcing change. Mindset also affects how we perceive challenges. Instead of seeing problems as signs of weakness or limitation, they can be reframed as opportunities for growth. When the mind adopts a learning mindset, every obstacle becomes a teacher. This mental resilience keeps the spirit strong, preventing frustration and hopelessness. A resilient mind signals to the body that it is safe, reducing stress and preserving energy that can then be used for healing and renewal. Even the act of smiling can begin to rewire the brain. Facial expressions send signals to the nervous system, influencing mood and thought. Smiling more often, even when you don't feel like it, releases dopamine and serotonin, helping the brain associate life with positivity. The more you train your mind to focus on what is possible instead of what is gone, the more energy you reclaim from the years you thought were behind you. Rewiring your mind is not about denying reality, it's about reshaping how you respond to it. Aging may bring changes, but it doesn't have to bring decline. The human mind is capable of endless adaptation. With each new thought, each act of gratitude, and each moment of self-belief, the mind begins to reshape the body's future. When you teach your brain to see possibilities instead of limits, it rewards you with energy, enthusiasm, and purpose that no number can measure. Nourishment is the true foundation of renewal, the quiet power that keeps the body strong and the mind sharp no matter how many years have passed. For older adults, what they eat determines how they feel, how they move, and even how they think. Food is not just fuel. It is information that tells the body how to function. Every bite sends a message to the cells, either to heal or to harm, to energize or to exhaust. The body constantly renews itself, replacing old cells with new ones every single day, and the materials it uses to rebuild come directly from what we consume. When nourishment is pure, balanced, and full of life, the body responds with strength, clarity, and vitality that feels timeless. Aging is often blamed for fatigue, stiffness, and slower recovery, but much of that comes from poor nutrition accumulated over time. Processed foods, sugary snacks, and heavy meals burden the system and leave little room for the nutrients that keep organs healthy. The key to reversing that decline lies in eating with purpose, choosing foods that give back more than they take away. Whole fruits, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of water become the foundation of renewal. The brighter and more natural the food, the more energy it carries. The pigments that color plants, such as the deep red of berries or the dark green of spinach, are filled with antioxidants that protect cells from aging and inflammation. These nutrients help the brain stay alert and the body stay strong even as the years go by. Hydration is another powerful yet overlooked tool for staying young. Many people mistake dehydration for fatigue, joint pain, or poor concentration. Water supports digestion, circulation, and detoxification, flushing out the waste that can slow down metabolism. As people age, the sense of thirst naturally weakens, which means dehydration becomes more common even without realizing it. By simply drinking more water throughout the day, older adults can feel more alert, maintain better skin elasticity, and support kidney and heart function. Adding lemon or a pinch of salt for minerals can further enhance hydration. Protein plays a crucial role in maintaining muscle mass, which naturally declines with age. Muscles are not just for strength, they are vital for metabolism, balance, and energy production. Including sources like eggs, fish, beans, tofu, or lean meats ensures the body has the amino acids it needs to repair tissue and maintain endurance. Pairing protein with fiber, rich foods like vegetables and whole grains also helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing the sudden spikes and crashes that drain energy and mood. Healthy fats are another misunderstood ally of vitality. For decades, people feared fat, believing it caused weight gain and heart problems. But the right types of fats are essential for hormone balance, brain health, and mood stability. Omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds protect the brain and keep inflammation under control. Avocados, olive oil, and nuts provide energy and improve absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, and K. These nutrients support vision, bone health, and immune function, key elements of aging gracefully. Sugar, on the other hand, quietly accelerates aging. It creates a chemical process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins in the body and damage them. This leads to stiffness in joints, dullness in the skin, and fatigue that no rest can fix. Reducing sugar intake immediately begins to restore balance. Replacing sweets with fruits, herbal teas, or dark chocolate satisfies cravings while nourishing the body instead of draining it. Small, consistent choices like this create a ripple effect of renewal. Another element of nourishment that older adults often overlook is digestion. As we age, stomach acid production tends to decline, which means even the best foods may not be absorbed properly. Chewing food slowly, avoiding heavy meals before bed, and including fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or sauerkraut can improve gut health. A balanced gut supports immunity, mental clarity, and mood regulation through the gut-brain connection. When digestion works smoothly, the body feels lighter, the mind feels clearer, and energy remains steady throughout the day. Micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals also play a silent but powerful role in staying vibrant. Vitamin B12 supports energy and nerve function, but becomes harder to absorb with age, so supplementation may be helpful. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, is essential for mood, immunity, and bone strength. Magnesium helps with sleep, muscle relaxation, and heart rhythm. Calcium keeps bones resilient, while zinc strengthens immunity. The goal is not to chase perfection, but to ensure balance. A simple multivitamin or nutrient-dense diet can fill the gaps that lifestyle alone cannot cover. Equally important is the relationship one has with food. Many people eat out of boredom, habit, or emotion rather than true hunger. Mindful eating helps restore that relationship. It involves slowing down, savoring each bite, and listening to what the body truly needs. By becoming aware of how food makes you feel, you begin to naturally choose what nourishes you rather than what merely comforts you. Eating becomes an act of self-respect instead of routine. The timing of meals can also affect vitality. Eating lighter in the evening allows the body to rest and repair overnight instead of focusing on digestion. Starting the day with a balanced meal that includes protein and fiber sets the tone for sustained energy. Skipping meals or overeating both strain the system and lead to fatigue. Consistency supports metabolism and keeps hormones like insulin and cortisol in balance, helping the body maintain energy throughout the day. Mental nourishment is as vital as physical nourishment. Positive emotions, gratitude, and a sense of purpose affect how well nutrients are absorbed and how efficiently the body functions. When you eat in a relaxed, joyful state, your body digests better. When you eat under stress or anxiety, digestion slows and inflammation increases. This is why sharing meals with loved ones or eating in a calm environment is not just tradition, it's science. The chemistry of love, laughter, and connection actually improves metabolism and nutrient absorption. Food is more than sustenance, it's medicine, communication, and life force. The body listens carefully to what you feed it. A nourishing diet tells your body that it is safe, cared for, and ready to thrive. Over time, this quiet message transforms everything. Energy returns, mood lifts, skin glows, and the spark of youth reignites. Nourishment, when chosen with intention, becomes the daily practice of renewal that no supplement or medication can replace. Gentle, consistent movement is one of the most powerful ways to rejuvenate the body, restore balance, and bring back the natural flow of energy that often fades with age. Many people associate exercise with exhaustion, pain, or discipline, but true vitality comes not from pushing the body beyond its limits, but from nurturing it with steady, mindful movement. As the years pass, the body craves flexibility, balance, and rhythm more than intensity. It's not about lifting heavy weights or running marathons. It's about keeping the body in motion, allowing the muscles, joints, and heart to stay alive and active. Movement, when done with purpose and consistency, becomes the language of life itself. When a person becomes inactive, even for short periods, the body begins to lose mobility, circulation slows, and stiffness takes over. The muscles that once provided support to the spine and joints weaken, leading to poor posture and discomfort. Over time, this lack of movement affects not only the body, but also the mind, creating fatigue, irritability, and a loss of motivation. The good news is that this process is reversible at any age. The human body is incredibly adaptive. It responds to motion almost immediately. Even small efforts, like daily stretching or short walks, begin to wake up dormant systems and restore vitality. The key is not perfection, but persistence. Walking is one of the simplest and most effective exercises for older adults. It strengthens the heart, improves lung capacity, and enhances blood flow to the brain. A daily walk, even for 15 to 20 minutes, helps regulate blood sugar, reduce stress, and boost mood through the release of endorphins. Walking outdoors also exposes the body to natural sunlight, which increases vitamin D production, supporting bone health and immune strength. Over time, walking becomes more than just exercise. It becomes a moving meditation that clears the mind and reconnects the body to nature's rhythm. Stretching is equally important for maintaining flexibility and preventing injury. As muscles age, they naturally become tighter and shorter, limiting range of motion and increasing the risk of falls. Gentle stretching, especially in the morning or before bed, helps lengthen the muscles, improve circulation, and release tension. It also supports better posture, which directly affects breathing, digestion, and overall comfort. Stretching doesn't need to be complicated. Slow, intentional movements that focus on breathing and alignment can be enough to restore lightness to the body. Strength training, even in its mildest form, is essential for maintaining independence and energy. Muscle tissue naturally declines with age, a process known as sarcopenia, but it can be slowed or even reversed with simple resistance exercises. Using light weights, resistance bands, or even body weight can build strength without strain. Exercises like squats, wall push-ups, and seated leg lifts improve mobility and balance, keeping the body steady and capable of everyday activities. Strength training also improves metabolism, making it easier to maintain a healthy weight and regulate energy levels. The stronger the muscles, the more efficient the body becomes at using oxygen and nutrients. Balance-focused activities such as yoga, tai chi, or gentle pilates offer additional benefits. They train the body to stay centered and stable, reducing the risk of falls and improving coordination. These forms of exercise also emphasize breathing, mindfulness, and alignment, connecting physical movement with mental calm. They teach awareness of the body, helping people move with grace and confidence. Deep breathing during these practices enhances oxygen flow, which refreshes the cells and clears mental fog. With regular practice, older adults often find themselves feeling lighter, more grounded, and more peaceful. Consistency matters more than intensity. A few minutes of movement every day is far more effective than hours of sporadic exercise. The body responds best to routine. It begins to anticipate activity, preparing muscles, joints, and circulation for action. This steady rhythm keeps metabolism active and supports hormone balance. Those who move regularly also experience better sleep, improved appetite control, and a more positive mood. Movement becomes not just a physical practice, but a signal to the brain that life is still full of momentum and purpose. Movement also acts as a natural antidepressant. Physical activity stimulates the release of endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin, the very chemicals that make us feel happy, motivated, and connected. These hormones not only lift mood, but also improve mental clarity and creativity. Exercise literally changes the chemistry of the brain, helping to reduce anxiety and prevent cognitive decline. Research shows that regular physical activity can slow the progression of memory loss and even improve brain volume in areas responsible for learning and decision-making. Moving the body keeps the mind young, alert, and optimistic. Joint health is another area deeply influenced by consistent movement. Contrary to what many believe, moving an aching joint does not always cause damage. In fact, gentle motion increases the flow of synovial fluid, the body's natural joint lubricant. This nourishment helps joints function smoothly and reduces stiffness over time. Avoiding movement, on the other hand, can cause the joints to deteriorate faster. Light activity such as swimming, cycling, or water aerobics provides resistance and support without putting stress on the body, making it ideal for aging muscles and joints. Breath and posture form the foundation of all movement. Breathing deeply while exercising ensures that oxygen reaches every cell, energizing the body from within. Many older adults unconsciously take shallow breaths, which limits oxygen intake and contributes to fatigue. By focusing on slow, full breathing during any form of movement, the body becomes more efficient and alert. Good posture helps this process, allowing the lungs to expand fully and the spine to remain aligned. Standing tall, walking upright, and moving mindfully each day not only improve confidence but also preserve energy. Perhaps the most beautiful part of gentle, consistent movement is its ability to reconnect people with their bodies. Many older adults lose touch with how their bodies feel, often associating movement only with pain or limitation. But as the body begins to move regularly again, sensations of strength, flexibility, and freedom return. Movement becomes a reminder that the body is not fragile but capable of healing and growth. It reignites the relationship between mind and body, replacing frustration with appreciation. Every stretch, every step, and every deep breath becomes an act of renewal. Gentle movement awakens the body's inner intelligence, reminding it how to flow, balance, and recover. It strengthens not just muscles but confidence, restores not just flexibility but joy. With consistency, movement turns into momentum. Momentum turns into vitality, and vitality becomes the quiet proof that age cannot dim the light of life that still burns brightly within. Pleasure, rest, and stress management are not luxuries. They are essential pillars of human vitality. Many older adults spend years focusing on responsibilities, routines, and survival, forgetting the simple joy of feeling good. But the body and mind are designed to thrive on pleasure, peace, and restoration. When these elements disappear, energy fades, health declines, and the will to live fully begins to weaken. True wellness means learning to enjoy life again, to rest deeply, and to keep the mind calm enough to let the body heal itself. In later years, this balance becomes even more important because emotional well-being directly influences physical longevity. Pleasure plays a powerful role in health. It releases neurotransmitters that nourish the brain, strengthen immunity, and regulate hormones. When you experience joy, whether through laughter, music, touch, or creativity, your body floods with endorphins, serotonin, and oxytocin, all of which promote healing and relaxation. These chemicals lower blood pressure, improve digestion, and enhance mood. Unfortunately, many older adults lose touch with pleasure because they associate aging with limitation. They forget that pleasure does not need to come from excitement or extravagance. It can arise from the simplest things: a warm meal, a quiet walk, a meaningful conversation, or a moment of gratitude. Pleasure is a reminder that you are alive and that life is worth savoring. Pleasure also has a rejuvenating effect on the nervous system. It signals safety, telling the body that it can relax and repair. In contrast, constant worry or stress keeps the body in a state of alert, releasing cortisol that wears down the immune system and accelerates aging. The more time you spend in states of calm and happiness, the more efficiently your body uses energy. Blood circulation improves, muscles release tension, and even memory becomes sharper. Choosing joy is not about denying challenges. It is about giving your body the chemistry it needs to stay strong enough to face them. Rest is the next crucial element. Sleep is the body's natural form of medicine, yet many underestimate its power. During deep sleep, the brain clears toxins, repairs cells, and resets the systems that keep the heart, immune function, and hormones balanced. Without enough rest, even the best diet or exercise routine loses its effectiveness. Older adults often struggle with sleep because of irregular schedules, overthinking, or poor sleep environments. Establishing a nightly routine can help. Dimming lights, avoiding screens, and taking time to unwind signals to the brain that it's time to rest. Sleep should be treated not as a pause from life, but as an active process of renewal where healing happens quietly in the background. Napping during the day can also restore balance when nighttime sleep is inconsistent. Short rest periods recharge the brain and reduce fatigue without disrupting the sleep cycle. But rest isn't limited to sleep. It includes any activity that helps the mind and body recharge. Reading, listening to calming music, meditating, or even sitting silently in nature allows the nervous system to shift from doing to being. These moments of stillness give the heart a chance to slow down and the body a chance to recover from the constant demands of daily life. Stress, on the other hand, is the silent thief of vitality. It wears out the body slowly, draining energy, disrupting hormones, and dulling the mind. Chronic stress increases inflammation, weakens the immune system, and speeds up the aging process. Yet, many people accept stress as a normal part of life. In truth, managing stress is not about eliminating problems. It's about changing how the mind reacts to them. The body cannot distinguish between a real threat and a mental one. It responds the same way to a worrying thought as it does to physical danger. This is why learning to calm the mind is essential. Mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing are among the most effective ways to lower stress naturally. Even a few minutes of slow breathing can slow the heart rate, reduce blood pressure, and quiet the mind. These techniques train the nervous system to recover quickly after moments of tension, keeping the body in a state of balance. Another powerful way to reduce stress is gratitude. Focusing on what is good in life shifts attention away from what is missing. Gratitude releases dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, making you feel more optimistic and content. Connection with others also plays an enormous role in managing stress and finding joy. Human beings are wired for companionship, and loneliness can be just as harmful as poor diet or lack of movement. Spending time with loved ones, joining community groups, or simply engaging in conversation strengthens emotional resilience. Laughter shared with others is a powerful antidote to stress. It not only lifts mood, but physically relaxes the body for up to 45 minutes by increasing oxygen intake and stimulating circulation. Emotional bonds create a sense of belonging, and that feeling of connection supports both mental and physical health. Creativity is another form of pleasure and stress relief. Painting, writing, gardening, or any form of self-expression activates the brain's pleasure centers. These activities help the mind process emotions, reducing anxiety while boosting self-esteem. They bring a sense of purpose, reminding you that growth and discovery never stop, no matter your age. Doing something creative every day, no matter how small, provides a sense of accomplishment that energizes the spirit. Laughter and humor can also transform the chemistry of the body. A genuine laugh relaxes muscles, improves oxygen flow, and releases natural painkillers. It is one of the fastest ways to reduce stress hormones and improve circulation. Watching something funny, recalling joyful memories, or simply smiling often creates a ripple effect throughout the body. The act of smiling itself sends signals to the brain that everything is safe, lowering stress even if the smile begins as intentional rather than spontaneous. The key to pleasure, rest, and stress management is balance. It's about listening to the body, respecting its signals, and responding with kindness rather than judgment. Pushing too hard, ignoring fatigue, or constantly worrying about the future depletes the reserves that keep the body healthy. By learning to pause, to breathe, and to find joy in the ordinary, you teach your body that life is still abundant. Pleasure strengthens the heart, rest repairs the body, and peace of mind keeps the spirit young. Each day offers a chance to nourish these three elements, creating a rhythm of living that feels lighter, calmer, and more fulfilling. When the mind feels at ease and the body feels cared for, age becomes irrelevant, and vitality, once thought lost, begins to flow freely again. Every day offers a new opportunity to make choices that shape how you feel, move, and think, no matter your age. The energy, strength, and mental clarity you experience are not random gifts of youth, but the direct results of small, consistent lifestyle decisions made daily. As the body grows older, it begins to reflect the habits that have been nurtured over time, but the beauty of the human system is its ability to adapt and repair itself with new, healthy routines. It's never too late to start again, to shift from patterns that drain you to those that nourish your inner vitality. Longevity and wellness come not from drastic changes, but from quiet, steady commitment to your own well-being. It begins with awareness, the moment you choose to live with intention instead of reaction. When you decide that your life deserves your attention, your body responds with gratitude, and your mind follows with focus and peace. A vibrant lifestyle means more than just avoiding illness. It means living with purpose, curiosity, and calm. Simple actions like waking up early, breathing deeply before a meal, or taking a short walk after dinner can transform how your body processes energy. The way you start your day determines how you carry it forward. If you open your morning with gentle movement, a glass of water, and gratitude, you signal your nervous system to operate in balance. That stability lasts far longer than caffeine or supplements ever could. When older adults treat each choice as a message to their body, one that says, "I'm still alive, I still care," they awaken the natural power of renewal within. The heart beats stronger, digestion improves, and the immune system grows more resilient simply because the body senses that it is being cared for. The food you eat, the people you spend time with, and the thoughts you repeat are all part of your lifestyle environment. This environment constantly shapes your vitality, and the good news is that it's fully within your control. Surrounding yourself with calmness, optimism, and supportive relationships rewires how your brain perceives stress. When you eliminate toxic influences, whether it's processed foods, constant worry, or negative company, you make space for energy to return. A balanced routine creates a balanced body. When your mornings, meals, rest, and activities follow a gentle rhythm, your internal systems align with nature's clock, which promotes better sleep, faster recovery, and stronger mental clarity. It's also important to realize that vitality doesn't depend on perfection. What matters most is progress and consistency. Even if you move slowly or skip a day, coming back to your healthy habits keeps momentum alive. Small victories build strength over time. A 5-minute walk every morning leads to 10, then 20. A few days of choosing water over soda soon becomes a preference, not a struggle. Your lifestyle becomes your medicine when it supports your natural functions rather than fighting against them. Eating whole foods, stretching your body, spending time outdoors, staying mentally active, and keeping your mind peaceful are the 5 quiet pillars that hold your energy together. Avoiding energy-draining habits is just as important as adopting new ones. Long hours of sitting, excessive screen time, overeating, and constant worrying slowly weaken the body's rhythm. These habits dull the senses and disturb hormonal balance. When the brain feels overstimulated, the body cannot repair itself properly, leading to fatigue, poor sleep, and low mood. Replacing these behaviors with calming alternatives like reading, breathing exercises, or brief moments of silence helps reset your system. The older you grow, the more your body values peace over intensity. Stillness becomes a powerful healer because it allows your heart and mind to synchronize again. Connection is another key ingredient in lifelong vitality. Isolation and loneliness create emotional exhaustion, which can feel heavier than any physical ailment. Sharing laughter stories or a simple meal with loved ones releases oxytocin, the hormone of trust and comfort. This chemical reaction strengthens immunity, reduces blood pressure, and enhances your overall sense of well-being. Staying socially active is not about being surrounded by crowds. It's about nurturing meaningful bonds that remind you of your worth and belonging. When you give love, you receive healing in return. Breathing deeply and intentionally throughout the day might seem too simple to matter, but oxygen is the essence of energy. Controlled breathing calms the nervous system and stabilizes the mind. Older adults who practice slow, conscious breathing experience lower stress, improved focus, and better digestion. It helps regulate heart rhythm and enhances circulation. Something as effortless as 3 deep breaths before a meal or a walk can transform your inner chemistry and promote calm vitality. A positive mindset is the invisible thread that ties all lifestyle habits together. Without it, even the best routines lose their power. When you believe in your ability to improve, your body aligns with that belief. The human brain is deeply responsive to expectation. If you expect to age with decline, your body follows that path. But if you expect growth, lightness, and renewal, the body responds by adapting and regenerating. Thoughts are biochemical commands. They set off cascades of hormones and signals that determine whether your cells repair or deteriorate. Choosing to see aging as a stage of expansion rather than limitation activates hope and action. Peace of mind, too, is a lifestyle choice. It doesn't come from the absence of problems, but from the ability to face them with calm awareness. Practicing forgiveness, gratitude, and acceptance trains your brain to release unnecessary tension. Stress depletes vitality faster than any other factor, but peace restores it. Learning to let go, to live in the moment, and to prioritize joy are among the most powerful health practices of all. With each mindful choice, each breath, each meal, each thought, you create your future health. Your vitality is not stored in youth, it is created in the present moment. Every gentle act of self-care, every nutritious bite, every positive thought becomes a step toward renewal. The body listens, the mind adapts, and the spirit thrives when you choose to live with intention and awareness every single day.